Okay, you're watching Rick's Corner, and I have Guy Grundy back, who I had on before. I had him on Actors Z. He's a very interesting man. He's done a lot with his life, and it goes on and on and on and on. I really enjoy his company. I was very impressed, Guy, about your bodybuilding days.
Thank you.
Because your shape was like phenomenal. You were like one of the top guys. There's no question in my mind when I look at those photos. You had every body part.
Yeah, you look back on it, as you know, Rick, when you look at your wrestling matches in the bodybuilding career, and you're like, wow, I was pretty good. And I did some things recently for some interviews, and I had the small structure and the small joints, but there's always the yin and the yang, and the bad thing with that, and about being a small man naturally, but making ourselves big, the joints give away a little bit. So the genetically past losses that people were jealous of when I competed, they've hindered me in the future a little bit. But as we said, it's experience in life.
Well, it is experience in life, and it's not like you never did it. It's documented. I was telling a guy in the gym today. This friend of mine, I know him a little bit, and he was lifting the dumbbells, and I said, why don't you go use those 150s? And he's a strong guy. He said, I can't do that. I said, I documented on tape, and I had it pressing the 150s for inclines for 5 reps, and I have it. It's on my YouTube. He said, really? I said, yeah. He said, that's a lot of weight. I said, it is a lot of weight. I wouldn't even come close to that now. Not even try to come close to that because of the joint pain in my shoulders and things that have taken over. But the fact remains, when you tell somebody, a lot of people say, I know a guy that can bench 400 pounds, but you never see the guy. We know what we did. We have it documented on film and on tape, and it's there. And you want to see it, there it is. I don't have to do it again to reprove it.
Yeah, unless you've got it, like Rick said, documented, don't talk about it. Because it's meaningless.
Yeah,
I used to fly like Superman, but I just couldn't get any footage.
I walked in the gym one day, and they had 345s on each side of the bar, which is 315 pounds, I guess. I sat down cold, and I knocked out 21 reps. And the guys took notes, and they watched it. And I said, I don't know if I could ever do that again. But I did it.
Yep.
And then they saw it. And so those are fun things. But as you get older, you don't want to put yourself through those injuries. How long did you train for bodybuilding?
Mate, I've been training since I was 9 years old.
Okay, but you competed at what age?
The first show I did was at 16, and I placed second to last, but I beat the guy that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And then 9 years later, at 25 years, I went back to that same show, the Caloundra Sunshine Coast Classic, Tony Dunn show, and as a Mr. Australian, I guest posed at it. So that was a great experience. But yeah, I've been bodybuilding and competing since consistently since I was 20.
Okay, your training back then. I mean, I know you train now too, but your training back then is more old school with your body parts, as far as chest, back, shoulders, and arms, legs, type of thing.
Mate, I've tried every system, and I believe that every system works to a degree. I don't deadlift, I don't free squat, for the simple reason that I see them as injuries waiting to happen, and watching people do that. And I was a bodybuilder, and I need to stay injury-free. So I've gone from the most effective system I ever used, Rick, was old school Dorian Yates, 4 days a week, heavy duty. And that's where I grew the most. But unfortunately, that taxes the body so much that you will get injured. Dorian Yates tore his tricep and I believe his bicep. Ronnie Coleman tore his lat. That's why they ended their career.
Right.
So that system's the most effective. But what I found is I'll hit it hard for 6 weeks, and then I'll do high reps, supersets. And A, my training's more enjoyable, and B, I'm hitting different muscle fibers, and C, I'm staying injury-free. Because if you're injured, you get one injury, then you start doing this, and you're favouring, and now you've got another injury. So, and the other thing is, if you've got a problem now, a lot of guys be just squatting, and I'm like, listen, if your knee's hurting now, what do you think it's going to be like in 10 years?
Oh, yeah,
you're eventually going to be... Ronnie Coleman just had both hips replaced. God bless him, and I'm sure, like you and me, he wouldn't take anything back, but... I'm sure that he looks back and says, I could have done things a little bit differently.
Yeah, it goes back to how you're lifting and heavy weights and tearing up the joints and all that. From the bodybuilding, you went into what? You went into fighting.
Yeah, I did fighting for a while. I was well known as an underground fighter, and which links to the movie. I was connected to bad people, so to speak. And then I did some stuff over with Rick Bassman, who the biggest fight that I almost had was with Josh Barnett, if you could believe that. But that fell through, so... that the career just didn't go where I wanted with the fighting, but it was something I always wanted to do, and that just taught me to use it for the acting now.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the career in fighting is like just like wrestling or anything else. You injuries and bodybuilding, injuries and more injuries, and pretty soon you're so beat up you can't do anything.
Exactly.
But you can use it, and I did use it just like you did for stunt work in movies and acting, and so that took you into that whole realm of film. What was the first thing you ever did?
The first thing I ever did, there's a few little things, but the first thing was Deadliest Warrior, which was all action. I was cast by Sean Piccinino, who's my partner and close friend in 6 Feet Down Under, and he cast me as the Gladiator, and with Noel Vega. And then I was a Spartan, I was a Taliban, I was everything. I was the Russian soldier. So I did everything I learned, and I was good at it. For someone who's my size, I've always been very athletic. And I think the main thing is I'm a good athlete and I'm not scared to work hard, and I take care of my body.
Right.
Like if I did the stunt work now, I'd get someone to do some crazy things because I don't want to do them. I don't need to prove I can do it.
Exactly.
But back then I was like, whatever you need, I'll do. The first day on that set, it was like 22 degrees for the Deadliest Warrior. I was in nothing but a loincloth. The first take, I tore my hamstring. I'll get a picture for you. Black and blue, everyone heard it. And I just said, you know what, let's do it. This is what we've got to do. And it was tough, and I did all my stunts with it. And it's just, injuries happen, and you just got to work around them.
You know what else, too? We were talking about that when you came over here, that you get work, and then you don't have work, and you get work, and you don't have work. So you work other things in the meantime for money.
Yep.
And sometimes you work a full day, and then or a full night, then you got to go on the set the next day, a full day, and you don't let that stop you. You just keep going. There's a lot of these people who act as, oh, I can't take a job, I might get a role. But you got to have income.
Yeah, people, I have 6 different sources of income. Thankfully, acting is my main contributor.
Right.
But I do security for private parties. I'm a brand ambassador for a supplement line. I do consulting. I train a few people. You know, I do a lot of different things. So, and I have to. Like, for instance, today I have an interview with you, but just before that I had an audition in Beverly Hills. You need to keep your days free. And if whatever you want to do, you have to do something to make an income, and you know it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. What do you say to bodybuilders that come out here? Because we've seen them over the years. They want to get, well, number one, some want to get into wrestling, but most don't want to get into acting and stunts. And they ask me, how do I get it? And I said, I don't know what to say. It's one of those things that you got to know people, and you find the right channels, and then they'll call you in for something. Like Gene LaBelle, I've known him since '65. I wrestled him back to the Olympic Auditorium, and whenever he get a role, it says, hey Rick, I got something that's just, come on and do some stuff for me. I do it. But that's one guy, and then there's another director will call me for this and that. And then the auditions, you know how those go. They're like 200 guys out.
Yep.
And then you might get it, you might not, but it's not easy.
It's a tough thing. You do the audition, you walk out on cloud 9, then you're depressed because you didn't get a call back, and people go, oh, don't take it personal, it's not about your areas. I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't what they wanted. So you just roll with that. But if I had to say that there's the 2 things you need to do if you want to be good. First off, you need to study acting.
Yeah.
If you're a person, I want to be an actor, and you haven't studied for 5 or 6 years, and you haven't, then forget it. You're an amateur, you're a dilettante. You need to be
and you're going to freeze up on camera.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You need experience. Everyone, you can walk in there doing your line so strong, but as soon as the camera gets on you and the people around you, everything slows down. So you need experience, and you need to be good. That's the first rule.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, you just get roles because of friends. Not friends, but people you know. I'm on your show initially because you knew me, and it stemmed to other things. Sean Piccinino knew me, put me in the Lackey, that won awards, that helped streamline my career. But I was good at what I did, and people enjoyed working with me. The same thing if when I do my fight things now for 6 Feet Down Under, I brought a lot of my friends on, and everyone's like, Grundy, thank you. And I was like, let's be honest. I said, I brought you on because you're my mate, but I'm comfortable with you, and I know we're going to fight well together.
Right.
So don't be under the illusion that I'm doing it just for you. I wouldn't bring you on if you're going to screw me up.
Right.
I'm bringing you on because I know I can trust you. I'm going to enjoy working with you. So
you're not going to get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm throwing a punch, I need to know that I feel your rhythm. It's like a dancing partner. So it's definitely who you know, but you need to get experience. You need to learn the craft.
Sure.
Just like a wrestler, you've got a physique who's got a great bodybuilder, and you're renowned for turning people that've got no ability at all as a wrestler into to like John Cena-like people.
Well, right now I've got a guy that trained with me. He's Rusov. He's the Russian. He's a world champion right now. He came here many years ago, trained me for 4 or 5 years. He wrestled the 12-year-old kids out here with me under a different name. And he hung in there, and now he's their champ. And he worked hard at it. He didn't have a green card, he didn't have anything, but he worked hard. He's 300 pounds, he's a big guy, he looks great. You gotta have all those factors. And the same thing with movies and bodybuilders. I mean, there's a lot of great bodies out there, but people don't just hire you for your body. They'll say, we want some bodybuilder for this and that, and all the big guys will go out, and then they'll pick some guy that's not as big, who's really in good shape. Well, that's really what we want. And that happens a lot. Or you'll get the call from someone and say, hey, Rick, it's your agent. We got a call for you. The producers or the cast director want you, and you're perfect for the role. You got to go over there right away. Well, when they say you're perfect for the role, that's a kiss of death. Because you're not.
It's a tough business.
Yeah, and then you get a call back, and everybody on the call back, and then more. It's like, oh, I thought there was down to 5 people. It's 140 there.
Yeah, I get disappointed now and then, but it's just part of life. It's like a fight.
Life,
Not every punch lands, and that's what I look at acting and anything that you do in life's a fight. You've just got to keep going, and you are going to get hit. You're going to get beaten down. And it's not there's no problem falling down. You just got to keep getting back up.
Exactly.
And sooner or later, you're throwing up punches. One connects. But people go, oh, it all happened for him all of a sudden. He planted the seeds.
Oh, boy,
he did the work. He did the craft. And then the work presented itself. And that's how life is. When your opportunity meets preparation is how I feel.
I just had lunch with Kane Roberts. He was the lead guitarist for Alice Cooper. He was a bodybuilder. And he was saying, you just put your time in, and one day you get the call, you're on, and you better take it. Because all that culminated into the winning thing for you. And it happens like that. You don't know when it's going to go, but you keep going because it's your passion. 6 Feet Down Under is your movie.
Yep. You see the grin on my face?
We're going to talk about it for a minute, and I'm going to show you the trailer because I have the trailer that I can run, and it looks good.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's 6 Feet Down Under. It's about I'm one of the main characters, Mick, and I'm a hired hitman working for the family, played by Vernon G. Wells from Commando.
Sure, I know.
Not Predator. Mad Max. And I'm his number one guy,
right.
And his son has a vendetta against me, and he turns his father against me and gets killers to come after me. So it's Mick who's the number one guy killing people, and all of a sudden now he's got to protect his life. My daughter Jessie's also in it, which is a godsend to have my little princess in there.
Sure.
And then there's the involvement of now I've also, because Mick's character doesn't ever, he's been a soldier all his life. He's Anthony Apello's my partner. And we all accept, like, when we go into fight, we could die, we could get hurt. So we never really form outside relations, but I'm not forced in, but I grow into a relationship with this young girl. And so now I'm not Mick who I used to be, I'm Mick with a new agenda. I'm a good person now. So it's a great story. And Sean Piccinino plays Jagger, who's an assassin, and as you can see in the trailer, it's really exciting.
Vernon was in Weird Science too.
Yes, another one, Weird Science.
Do you know who his sister is?
No, I don't.
I'm going to tell you. It's going to shock you. Jacqueline Bisset.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's his sister. There's a little bit like this. She's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, she's a lot prettier than Vernon.
Yeah, he's a lot prettier than Vernon.
Hey, Vernon's the man. Yeah, see, that's life. I watched Vernon in Commando. I just watched it last night again with Arnold, and then I seen him with Mad Max in Law. And now I'm working with him.
Is that something?
The dreams come true. You just got to stick to it.
They do. And we're going to show this clip in 1 minute, but I was telling somebody at lunch today when I do the Actors E and I interviews over there, I get a lot of showbiz people like singers and people like that. And years ago, there was a lady by the name of Frida Payne who made a song called Band of Gold. It was a #1 hit for years. She was gorgeous. And I had a crush on her in high school. Here it is 50 years later, and I interviewed her last year. And I said, I had a crush on you in high school. Really? I said, yeah. Don't you remember up behind the gymnasium? But, it comes around like that. And you finally meet these people. Let's watch this video for 1 minute. It's a really good trailer.
What you doing, Mickey? Why do you carry a gun anyway? I think you'll be able to take care of yourself.
You really want to know what I do, sweetheart?
Yep.
I kill people with money.
Still don't think we should be doing this. Job's not even on the books, Mick.
Winnie? It's the boss's kid. When he says jump, we jump.
What you're telling me is that you couldn't sneak up on a couple of goons and you let my shipment get away.
I got a job for you. The target is one of your own.
What's the compensation?
A lot.
It would appear we can do business together.
Mick, I have something I need you to do for me.
You're crazy, Mick. Good night.
Okay, it's running. We've come back, and they're going to say,
Yeah, mate, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. I'm really proud of it. It's I need to really give a big shout out to Sean Piccinino. This all started because I was just sick of not being an actor. I'm getting older. I had to make it happen, and I just said, I'm writing my own movie, fellas. That's it. So I got my storyboard, I learned about it, I started writing the script, and I just realised I was in way over my head. But I'm a lot of things but determined, and I won't give up. So I just kept forging ahead, talking to Sean. Sean got involved, and his karate master, Steve Pizza, got involved, and they started to get a script together, and we just started to formulate this thing, and now we've worked with Vernon on the Lackey, and it just came together, and it was just, I really feel good about it, and I believe it's going to do well, because it's happened so naturally, and the hard work that everyone's done to make this over. For myself, we've shot it over 3 days with a very limited budget. We did it on Saturdays or a Sunday, or both Saturdays and Sundays.
And that's the way a lot of things done are now. They're done like that because the money's tight and it's hard to get the budgets. And
Pro Fight, my supplement endorser, gave us locations to use. He gave us his cars to use, so thank you to Pro Fight. I worked, I did 2 days on a set for a national commercial, then I worked 2 days. I slept 3 hours in 3 days for the first day of shooting, and every other day that I've been on set I haven't slept for 36 hours at all. I've just gone straight to set and shot because we have to make it happen. But all the guys, Tony Warren, an award-winning editor, and Aaron Shirky, who's from Batting the Sun, he got involved. He's Nico Vernon's son, and he's an amazing talent, and we're being so grateful and lucky to be involved with him. He's Batting the Sun Productions on YouTube has like a million subscribers.
That's amazing.
So he's going to be playing us through there, and he's just an amazing talent. And just working with all these guys, it's like we're all so hungry. I said to everyone, I said, guys, let's enjoy this, because I believe we're all going to be famous and successful, and it's never going to be as pure as this. This is pure. We're doing this because we've got to.
Yeah, exactly. It's a passion. Well, I'm excited about it. I like movies like this anyway.
Yeah.
So now, if the viewers want to find you, where can they find you on the internet?
We've got 6feetdownundertheseries.com. I'll give you all this, not .com. The information. We've got a Facebook page. We've also we've got our own YouTube channel, and we've also got in Batting the Sun Productions, where we're going to be going through there. So
and you're on Facebook as well.
And Facebook, of course. Okay. Yeah.
Twitter too.
Twitter, we've got all those accounts set up. Everything's just happened so fast that it's just beyond everyone's expectations, and we're looking for the release in mid-February.
Cool. And
we've got a party with it. We'd love to have celebrities such as yourself down there. But if I can give a message to anyone out here, I couldn't read or write. I lived on the street. When I was 13, I couldn't live or write. At 16, I lived on the street, and here I am living my dream in America. And what I would say the reason is because I've wanted it so bad, and I feel that some people have jumped on board with me because they're like, me and Sean are perfect together in the sense that I will just jump in the pool, but Sean's like, hey, we need to have everything perfect.
Oh, sure.
I don't have the time, the patience to do that.
Sure.
When I fought, coach, just let me get in there. Let me hit someone. Let me hurt someone.
Sure.
So Sean really slows me down and compliments. Yeah, and he has a game plan. And that trailer, when he did it amazed me that I even said, did you plan that trailer before you shot? Because I'm learning about all this, and we did 1 day of shooting, and he got the whole trailer to explain the whole series from 1 day of shooting.
That's a talent.
I feel very blessed.
That's a talent. It's like in TV Guide years ago when you had TV Guides for your home, and there was a movie. They would do it in 2 log lines. They'd tell you exactly the movie about in 2 lines. It had to be cut down to something real simple, but you understood what it was. And with the trailer for your movie, it's the same thing. They cut it down to things that make you know what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's a talent.
It's like I was like, did you plan all that before? Like, I'm in awe of because I'm so into this, and I want to direct in the future, and I'm a director on this by name only, that I'm just learning so much, and it's a great experience. It's like when you're a fighter and you slow down and you start to understand angles, you start seeing more. So I think this is taking my acting ability to the next level.
I'm sure it will. Well, it's a pleasure having you here.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Thank you, Guy.
Thank you.
And you guys stay tuned for more and watch for Guy's movie. It's going to be really good. Thanks for watching Rick's Corner. We'll be back with more.
It's RickDrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.